Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a wrap-up of all the day's news from Arizona Public Media. I'm Steve Jess, and starting us off this week, a Russian-born Tucson man is arrested by ICE and may face deportation.
And I even told one of the officers, he's going to get drafted, right?
Marana residents speak out.
Marana is not grabbing up proper businesses for tax revenue.
And 7 local instructors prepare for research abroad as Fulbright scholars.
The scholarship helps people conduct studies abroad for up to a year.
That's ahead on this Monday, June 29th. Topping our news today, a Tucson woman says ICE agents detained her husband last week. Now she fears he'll be deported to his home country of Russia. Angela Gervasi reports.
Early Monday morning, Andrea Landavaso stood outside the Tucson ICE field office on Valencia Road. She was holding a sign demanding the release of her husband, Vlad. Vlad is 23, and he left Russia 4 years ago to seek asylum in the United States, according to his wife. AZPM agreed not to use his last name due to potential retribution. Landavaso fears that if her husband is deported to Russia, he'll be forced to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war. She says she made the same plea to ICE.
And I even told one of the officers, I told him, he's going to get drafted, right?
An online federal database confirms that Vlad is currently in ICE custody. The agency did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Angela Gervasi, AZPM News.
If you live in Cochise County, don't be startled if your smartphone sounds an alarm this Wednesday. It's only a test, LM Boyd explains.
The Cochise County Emergency Management Department is scheduled to conduct a countywide test on Wednesday at exactly noon. The live message sent to smartphones will make it clear it's just a test and no action is required. County officials say the drill allows them to evaluate the system's performance in real-world conditions and helps you recognize the specific look and sound of an official emergency notification. While no registration is needed for this specific alert, residents who do not receive the message should check their device's notification settings on whether government or emergency alerts are enabled. For more details on this test and general emergency preparedness, visit the county's website at cochise.az.gov. LM Boyd, AZPM News.
Early voting is underway in the primary election. For Marana voters, large-scale development projects are at the top of their minds. Katya Mendoza has more on that story.
Christine Waller is a Marana resident who says she is concerned about her property value.
I just feel like Marana is not doing proper, grabbing up proper businesses for tax revenue at the expense of citizens like myself who I'm for people, I'm not for money.
At a town hall over the weekend that was hosted by candidates challenging the sitting mayor and council, Waller said she was also worried about a proposed immigration detention facility that is slated for a vacant prison. After Saturday's event, Waller said that she is still undecided on how she will be voting in the primary election. I'm Katya Mendoza, AZPM News.
Arizona has joined about 24 other states in a lawsuit against the Trump administration, alleging it has illegally implemented new Medicaid work requirements. More from Greg Haney.
The states are challenging a rule adopted this month by the U.S. Health and Human Services Department and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The new work requirements for Medicaid implemented last year created exemptions for people with serious illnesses and disabilities. Attorney General Chris Mays and other suing states say the federal agencies implemented a new definition for terms like medically frail that aren't backed by federal law. The states say that will create unnecessary bureaucratic burdens and could cause people to lose health coverage. Greg Haney, Phoenix.
A new study shows parents use media, like their phones and tablets, more than their children during mealtime. The latest data is published in JAMA Pediatrics and shows how much device usage may potentially affect socialization among family members. From Phoenix, Ignacio Ventura has the story.
The study gathered information from over 350 parents with children of ages 4 to 10 years old. Researchers measured mealtime media usage by having parents report whether they or their children use specific devices. They also gathered data on times when both parents and children were using a device. Cecilia Saragaribay is a researcher with the University of Arizona.
More than 3/4 of all parents are using media, or reported using media in their last family mealtime, while a little bit more than 2/3 of children reported that also using some kind of media.
The study found that cultural differences may play a role in device usage. The study showed Black parents are associated with paired media use, while Asian parents are linked to more individual uses. Ignacio Ventura, Phoenix.
7 University of Arizona faculty members will do research abroad as Fulbright scholars. Tony Perkins has that.
The researchers will join the list of more than 300 individuals who have represented the U of A as Fulbright scholars. The scholarship is the U.S. State Department's cultural exchange program that helps people conduct studies abroad for up to a year. Optical science professor Travis Sawyer is slated to collaborate with fellow researchers at Utsunomiya University in Japan. They'll focus on using endoscopic technology to find gastrointestinal cancers.
And so the goal of that research is to develop new ways, specifically new technology, to help catch the cancer in its early stages because it's much, much easier to treat.
Endoscopic work involves using a lighted tube that goes through the patient's mouth and down the throat to investigate potential cancers in the esophagus, stomach, and colon. The technique can help oncologists remove early-stage tumors and precancerous polyps without the need for traditional invasive surgery. I'm Tony Perkins, AZPM News.
And now you're caught up on the stories we've covered today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Jess. We'll be back tomorrow.